Happy hump day, everybody. It's your boy, 451 here. Do me a favor, hit that red pill. Slap the repost button. We have got an absolutely packed show. The unhinged whining continues. We got some news about some healthcare. Of course, the border operation underway. Whole bunch of stuff for you guys. We'll see you in about 60 seconds. Get up! Sorry about this. Hold on. I was hitting buttons over here, and I clicked the wrong one. I'm sorry.
Yes.
My bad, your fault. This is the problem with dealing with two computers, guys. Is sometimes it doesn't know where you're actually intending to be clicking and pushing buttons for commands, and so I hit the back button on the wrong computer. So just give me a second here. Stretch this out just a little bit. Look at this production on the fly. That's how we do it on a hump day. Hello, everybody. It's your boy, 451 Actual, host of this wreck that we call the No Prisoners podcast. Hope everybody is doing fantastic today. I know I am. We are supposed to ascend back above freezing temperatures today. Thank God. Thank God for that. Yes. I literally burned through every single piece of wood that I cut for this storm. So kudos to me for perfectly planning out how much firewood I was going to need. Feel good about that. Kept the house at 70 degrees without using my heater, not once. Of course, everybody had little individual heaters in their rooms, but keeping the core of the house warm and cozy, all by the fireplace, man. You got to love houses that were built in the 60s and earlier, man. Just like solid construction, great fireplaces. Like I said, I'm like one of 3 houses that has a fireplace in Texas, and I am so glad that I do. And beautiful thing, for those of you guys that follow along with the homesteading stuff, pretty much everything that I burned was hardwood. So I will be using that to extract lye. For the soap making process, once I start extracting some goat's milk out of this pregnant goat that's getting ready to pop here within the next 30 days. Can't wait for that. Have baby goats, bring them in and cuddle them on stream for you guys. The cuteness factor. It's going to be awesome. But good morning to everybody out there. We have got an action-packed show for you guys today. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a kind of a preview of stuff we're going to be covering today. And then I'll tell you guys all good morning here. So let me pin this workspace over here and let you guys know what's going on. Again, if you guys are interested, especially my pilled subscribers over here, I am waiting on some word from the pilled admin team in the background to see if they are going to implement. Maybe they could give me an answer if they are going to try to implement the subscriber only posts, because I would love to post up the workspaces so you guys can see all of these tabs that I collect, a brief breakdown just in case you missed the episode on what we went over. It's like a newsletter, but I want to post it right here on Pilled. Why make you guys go anywhere else when I love this platform so much? I feel like we could do it all right here. So I'm waiting to see if I will get an answer. Hopefully sometime this week. It's Wednesday. Maybe by Friday I'll get an answer if it's something that they're at least planning on doing, so I can cut off Ko-Fi completely. We can just keep everybody in the family right here at Pilled for the Pilled subscribers. What that also allows us to do is work in these awesome videos that Kevin has been working on in the background for our Pilled subscribers. You guys got to see a preview. You got to see the first taste of Kevin's Chaotic Kitchen. The next episode is going to be even crazier. So we were working on assets for that over the last couple of days. Kevin has just completely unleashed his creative licensing and has been studying up hard on how to do all sorts of awesome things with video editing. And I have not even seen the main entree, if you will, pun intended, of what he has to offer up. I've seen little snippets of it, and he gave me an idea of something to rotoscope. Yes, there is rotoscoping involved for this next upcoming video that he's got planned. So if you guys have not picked up a Pilled subscription, please do. We got plenty more content coming for you. We had a lot of fun yesterday with our Pilled subscribers over here, and tomorrow is going to be no different. I'm actually, Kevin, I didn't even get a chance to mention this to you. I'm actually thinking about picking up a month of the Daily Wire Plus. Now, everybody don't freak out, but I'm thinking about picking up a subscription to Daily Wire Plus. The reason is that if you guys didn't know, Jordan Peterson, who is like this huge intellectual, he's always had this habit of talking about Christianity, but never really crossing the line and saying that Christ is God. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ is God. He's always kind of like walked right up to the line, but then he always is like, well, I don't want to pass that line. Well, he officially passed it, and now he actually has an entire 10-part series that he's released on the Daily Wire Plus, and I'm thinking about playing that for the subscribers on our subscriber-only stream, and then we'll dive into everything scripture-related and everything that he's talking about there. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Yes.
Wait a minute. What is the name of the series he's releasing?
I think it's just called The Scriptures, and it's already released. And it's like this huge panel of Christian scholars, and they talk about all things Christianity and kind of how the culture is changing. And this is on the backs, again, of some major things happening in the culture, guys. This is super exciting. And I kind of want to focus on those culture pieces, especially when it comes to Christianity, on the subscriber-only streams. And so that we can all go out and make this Come Alive 2025 thing even stronger. Because you guys remember, we covered the Wes Huff interview on Joe Rogan, which was huge. The largest podcast on the planet has had, and they're saying they can't hear you, Kevin. Your mic's low. It might just be a thing with Restream. I can hear you okay. I don't know. Check on it. But Wes Huff being on Joe Rogan was a huge thing. Then Mel Gibson being on like a guest after, or a guest or two after, and just talking to Joe about that, and just exposing people to the Word of God, man, is pretty awesome. So there's a huge culture shift happening. Jordan Peterson, of course, like I said, a major intellectual of our time, if you can call him that, finally making the full conversion there. Pretty powerful stuff. So I want to dig into that and kind of watch it unfold. And, of course, we'll be bringing a lot of it to you guys on our Monday, Wednesday, Friday streams as well, because it's exciting stuff, man. But we want to equip you guys with the tools to make your Come Alive 2025 experience that much better this year. So anyway, let's go ahead and say good morning to everybody. You're muted right now, Kevin.
I know, because I'm going la 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 in the background, looking at my graphics and to make sure I'm actually registering.
Okay. Yes. Well, I mean, I can hear you. I just might be loud, guys. I might have to turn down. I don't know.
No, it was all me. I wasn't projecting at the microphone before. So after Gray Man pointed it out in the chat, that's what I was trying to be discreet and professional. So yes.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
It's okay.
La 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 la. I'll do it too.
Gray Man's fault. Yeah,
it is.
we'll all do
Damn it, Gray Man.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Gray Man.
Don Ritchie, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, Kevin's in the chat. We got Amy B. Wow, great to see you. Long time no see. Thank you so much for hopping in this morning. The Gray Man producing in the background. We call it backseat driving. Thank you so much for letting Kevin know we couldn't hear him. Nuclear Family of 4, good morning to you. Great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. We got Water Wizard coming in, dropping a can. Old Fauci coming to get some this morning. Dang it. It's all right. Hold on. OBS, I update you in good faith, and I'm expecting that things are going to work properly. Let me try that again. There it is. Boom! Come and get some of that, you little bastard. You little rat bastard. I actually heard that Fauci was considering not accepting the pardon because he's so narcissistic. He's like, I didn't do nothing wrong. All I did was the science. So that'd be pretty cool if he just decides to not take it. Let's see. We got G-Man in the house. Thank you so much for that. Harley Quinn, good morning. Said they are so cute. I'm assuming you're talking about the goats. Yes, they are cute, especially because they're pygmies. So they're teeny tiny. Even at full size, they're about the size of my dog, Maggie, who absolutely is enjoying playing with them now. I named one of the goats Donald after Donald Trump because he's the goat, right? And he's the weather, so he doesn't have his nutterinos, if you will. And he really enjoys playing with Maggie. They have a lot of fun. But anyway, let's see here. We got the Gray Man said, you look like some guy from Maine today. Don't you dare insult some guy from Maine like that. Persian Cucumber, good morning.
From Maine.
Yeah, we do.
In a
we love
platonic brotherly way.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for being here, Persian Cucumber. Salty Motorhead, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. I know Salty Motorhead's probably enjoying the lefty tears right now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We're going to do a little bit of a criticism today. I'm just going to be honest with you. I am not happy about the Stargate thing. And we're going to talk about it today. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I posted on Pilled last night about it, the press conference last night. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling too good about this Stargate thing. We'll see what happens. But $500 billion going into an AI mega center tracking our health. I'm not too keen on that, but we'll see how it plays out. Salty in San Diego, good morning to you. Said it's hump day, gorillas. Get some of that sweet thang poontang. Indeed. Let's see.
Wait a minute, what? What? I missed this.
Salty in San Diego coming in hard. I hope you're all right down there. I think he's still in San Diego. He might have moved. I don't remember. But San Diego on fire right now. I hope you and the family are safe. We talked about that yesterday on the subs only stream. A new fire breaking out in San Diego. A couple fires actually. We'll take a look at watch duty today and see how those fires are going. We've also got some news out of North Carolina. The Trump effect already making its way into FEMA as they have extended the housing vouchers for all those folks we were worried about freezing. They've officially extended those vouchers all the way up until Memorial Day. So they've got some time now to stay sheltered during all these storms. Perfect timing because the same cold front that brought a little bit of ice and trickling snow here dumped a shit ton of snow in New Orleans and all the way across the southeast United States, all the way into the Florida Panhandle and up into South and North Carolina. So plenty of reasons for people to stay sheltered up, and FEMA got their shit together now that Donald Trump's back in charge. Thank God for that. Harley Quinn with a cookie said, good morning, beautiful people. Good morning to you as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, Amy B. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I see you down there in chat. Let's see who else we've got here. Who else do we got? It's so good to see you guys chopping it up in chat before we even get started. Thank you guys for coming in here and just hanging out. I love seeing that. All right. G-Man, good to see you. Said, Matt, goats, beavers, Gami, a beer-drinking squirrel. Well, I hope Gami survives the liver problems that I'm sure come with that being a drinking squirrel. Kevin, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well. It feels like a Wednesday. That long. What are you laughing about now? Y'all,
I'm just laughing just clowning on G-Man a little bit. I laugh at my own jokes. I can't help it.
Yes. It's feeling like a Wednesday. It's feeling like a good Wednesday. I'll tell you what, on Monday, it felt like we had worked all week. However, here we are on a Wednesday, hoping that Sandra is doing okay. She sent me a note earlier today, said she was simply exhausted. Around between 3 and 4 in the morning, she sends me a DM.
Well, no wonder you're tired.
Yes. So, prayers up and out for Sandra. Hopefully she will be in. She knows how to get in this room. So we might be seeing her, but for right now, just put out a prayer for Sandra just in case. You never know. So it doesn't hurt, it might help. All right?
Exactly.
So there you go. Yes.
Old Salty Dog, good morning to you.
Thank you for asking. Yes.
Okay, good. I'm so glad.
Yes.
But yes, Old Salty Dog, good to see you too, my friend. All right, let's go ahead and start getting into it, guys, because like I said, we got plenty of shit to cover, including some clips I'm sure we will play today of the left continuing to melt down. That's what we were witnessing this morning, which isn't to be not a surprise. It's to be expected, I should say. So this was something that I've been waiting to see, and I told you guys the military pretty proud to have this fella back in office, and I told you guys that it was going to be so cool to see Trump's photo up on these chain of command walls. Well, the military is recording themselves replacing their chain of command structure, taking down old Joe and putting up DJT. Take a look. Fuck yeah, dude. Look at that. Fuck yeah. That picture is so badass. It is so badass. That thing is iconic, man. That thing is so iconic. Anyway, good to see that taking place across the military units there. Here's some big news breaking just a few minutes ago, guys. Donald Trump is considering abolishing the federal income tax, per the New York Times. Uh-oh. I told you guys that he was kind of sliding that in with the language that he used, talking about the ERS. Remember, he's like, "Oh, we've been taxing the income of the American people. It's time for that to change. It's been happening for too long. Here comes the ERS," and everybody's like, "That doesn't really sound like he's saying abolish." I beg to differ. It is going to be quite difficult for the IRS to survive anything without the federal income tax. I'm just saying. So how awesome would it be if you say, "Hey, you assholes that have been targeting American citizens to fund this government, hey, guess what? Your new job is to take a look at these foreign assholes that have been robbing us for decades and start taxing their ass. Start holding them accountable for paying their fair share when it comes to bringing tariffs and duties and all this other shit that's supposed to be going on, because we've been getting robbed by them. So instead of worrying about a $600 Venmo transfer from a conservative whose political opinions you don't like, how's about we actually start holding some people accountable from foreign countries?" Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me, guys. So if this is true, it is huge. It's huge. No more federal income tax. Let's abolish that bad boy, and let's do it like time now. But again, we have to, I think it can't just be like a turnkey thing, The ERS has to be stood up. They got to start pulling people out of the IRS, putting them in positions, getting them trained up. So maybe in the first 100 days, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, the federal income tax goes bye-bye. So anyway, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool if true. But just wanted to share that with you guys. We'll see if the New York Times ends up releasing a story on that. I do have my eyes on Feedly for a notification to see if that comes through. But federal income tax, guys. I hope you're excited about that. Stuck in New York, gifting the can. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. Come on in here, Fauci. Get you some of that holy cola. 0 carbs. Let's see here. Harley Quinn, good to see you. Yes, and thank God for President Trump. Indeed. Lots of good things happening. Only one negative tick for me so far. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. All right, Kevin. Let me know what you think about this story. A restaurant worker is stunned after a customer calls demanding a refund 3 weeks after a meal.
Oh. What was the meal?
A worker at a cheeseburger restaurant was left baffled. Baffling.
Yeah?
After a customer called to demand a refund for a meal that he had eaten 3 weeks earlier. The incident was shared on Reddit by 31-year-old user In God's Hands, who had recently started working at a sit-down burger restaurant and witnessed the bizarre encounter on just her 3rd day. This isn't my story as much as it is Jay's, the original poster noted. Jay is a teen girl I work with whose identity and age I want to keep private since she's still a minor, but this story is from what she told me. According to the post, the customer, let's call him Ken, had, instead of Karen.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Had visited the restaurant in December, ordered a burger, fries, and a drink, ate his meal without complaint, even attempted to tip Jay with a $10 Walmart gift card, which she then refused. Nearly 3 weeks later, however, who carries around a $10 Walmart gift card to try to tip people with? That's kind of wacky, isn't it? Like, that's kind of odd.
I can't talk, and I won't divulge what I used to tip with, but yeah. There are stranger things you can tip with.
Here, have this silver spoon. Anyway, Old Salty Dog, speaking of tips, said, goodbye, Fed. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for that ship, friend. Greatly appreciate you. It's a proper way to tip right there. Thanks, man. Scammers love gift cards. Yes, indeed. All right. So nearly 3 weeks later, however, he called the restaurant to complain about his food, claiming it was terrible and insisting that he was just too scared to complain at the time. Despite having finished the meal, he demanded a full refund. The original poster continued, Jay gets a manager who talks the guy down on the phone enough to get him to hang up. Then 1 week later, the day I came in, Ken came in person to demand a refund. He claimed that Jay didn't give him a receipt and tried to argue his case. He then got our poor manager R to sit down and listen to his crazy rant. The owner came by and let us know that he was getting nothing. The managers told him as much, but the guy wouldn't give up. 3 hours later, when I'm about to get off early since we were overstaffed, Ken returned and asked for the manager again. A different manager was there this time and told him the same thing. The OP, who was finishing her shift, left before seeing how the situation finally played out. However, she noted that some of her coworkers speculated that Ken might be mentally unwell or simply taking advantage of the system. The post quickly gained traction on Reddit, with users ridiculing the customer's persistence. One user quipped, Gene Wilder comes to mind. You get nothing, you lose. Good day, sir. Another sarcastically suggested that they should try their luck at getting an old refund, asking, so I can go back to the Chinese buffet and complain about the overcooked sesame chicken and dry rice that I ate 2 months ago. So there you go, guys. Don't try to go in. Have the balls. If something's wrong with your meal, just speak up right there.
Yeah, just speak up right there. It's not going to work. And don't finish the meal.
Yeah.
It's like, don't, unless, and there's only one thing that I can think of that you would have recourse for. And it's going to require a doctor's witness
Yeah,
statements.
I got
on
E.
this.
coli from your shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I've been in the
Yeah,
hospital this
exactly.
entire time.
Yes, they have analyzed the contents of my stomach and have found X, Y, and Z. Yes, which is more than likely.
I had a creature burst out of my chest after eating your undercooked pork.
I'll tell you what. You want to get yourself some foodborne illnesses? Go to Old Country Buffet and get their eggs Benedict, and you will scream for 2 days. I promise you.
Yes.
Ugh.
Indeed. All right. Well, and if you eat some bad enough food, you might forget how to spell eagles. You guys remember Pennsylvania, guys? Listen, no insult meant to my folks that live in PA. All right, but what is the problem with you guys and the Eagles? Okay, we had John Fetterman come up and say the Eagles are better than the Eagles. Okay,
Now you've got stroke.
Okay, so what is this lady's excuse? What is this woman's excuse? The Philadelphia mayor tries to start an Eagles chant, forgets how to spell the word in a wildly embarrassing moment. Where's Tyrant Sorass Wrecked when I need him? You know?
He's probably busy right now, so yes.
Spelling and reading is harder for some people than it is for others. Hold on, I got to post this sticker because I know chat loves this one.
Okay.
Here we go. Spelling is harder for some people than it is for others, and it's apparently very difficult for Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker. She didn't even come close to correctly spell. Yeah.
Okay.
You already know. You already know, Kevin. Okay.
Oh.
Speaking at an event on Sunday with some nasty weather headed towards the Philly area, Parker attempted to end her speech by spelling Eagles. We're not going to belabor it anymore. You guys can just watch the video.
Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
Damn, Sherelle. Oh.
Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
It's not racist if it's true.
E-L-G-L-E-S. Elgalez. I wish this wasn't so low. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let me get the high resolution reaction from the who I'm assuming is the police chief right next to her. Oh man, it's not gonna show it. Okay, hold on.
E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
Oh, sweetie. No. I get it. You got caught up in the moment. Your brain, you were thinking about something else. I get it. I've been there. I've done that. And there you go. Okay.
Hold on. Does this one actually have his reaction?
Inclusion.
Oh, it sure does. It sure does.
Okay.
All right. You gotta watch it one more time, guys. One more time. All right, here we go. Watch his reaction here.
Listen, we've got to do this. Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
Did you hear his like little nervous chuckle? Listen very carefully. You can hear him just go like, "You dumb bitch!" Like,
wow.
Let's go, Birds!
The fuck wrong with you?
If we're going this deep into it, would you like to send me that clip so I can put it in Adobe, Audition, separate all the audio layers and center it all down to his chuckle so we can isolate that moment.
Yeah, we could use that as a sound clip, like with just his chuckle, and you guys will know exactly what it is.
Well, I'm not going to do it right now during the show. My gosh.
Well, I know, but there you go. There's the link if you want to copy it for later. E-L-G-L-E-S, Is that what she said? Eagles? Okay. Good one. All right. Well, here's another animal that starts with an E. It's an elephant. And I guess human beings tried to sue on their behalf to get them to be released into the wild here in the United States.
No.
Elephants can't pursue release because they are not people, says a court. Yes, this is a real story. An animal rights group brought a lawsuit on behalf of 5 elephants from the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo in Colorado Springs in a move that the zoo said abused court systems. I made this for public television, but they told me it was stupid and grossly inaccurate. A court has ruled that 5 elephants being held in a Colorado zoo do not have the legal right to pursue their own release because they're not human. An animal rights group brought a lawsuit on behalf of the elephants from the Colorado Springs Zoo using a legal process known as habeas corpus. I'm sorry. Writ of habeas corpus, Latin for you may have the body, is a legal maneuver which requires a court to examine the legality of detention. The Non-Human Rights Project, which took the case to court, had argued that
are we in the Onion right now? Where are we?
This is the Sky News story. This is a real story, dude.
Oh, this is legitimate. Okay, go on. The Non-Human Rights Project. Okay. Go on.
Which took the case to court and argued that the elephants born in the wild in Africa have shown signs of brain damage. That must spread like bird flu, and you guys got it from them. You've been hanging around the brain-damaged elephants for too long. Because the zoo is essentially a prison for such intelligent and social creatures known to roam for miles a day. Their hope was the court would rule in their favor and pave the way for the mammals to be sent to an elephant sanctuary instead. But the zoo said moving the elephants and potentially placing them with new animals would be cruel at their age, possibly causing unnecessary stress.
Yeah.
It added, they're not used to being in larger herds, and based on the zoo's observations, the elephants don't have the skills or desire to join one. The court concluded that the majestic animals named Missy, Kimba, Lucky, Lulu, and Jambo were not covered by the laws the rights group was pointing to. The legal question here boils down to whether an elephant is a person, the court said in its ruling.
Not.
And because an elephant is not a person, the elephants here do not have standing to bring a habeas corpus claim. The statement after the ruling, the zoo said it was pleased with the outcome, but disappointed that it ever came to this. It accused the NRP, which has previously attempted the same lawsuit with several other zoos, of abusing court systems to fundraise. It seems their real goal is to manipulate people into donating to their cause by incessantly publicizing sensational court cases with relentless calls for supporters to donate. The NRP said the latest ruling perpetuates a clear injustice. Predicted future courts would reject the idea that only humans have a right to liberty. As with other social justice movements, early losses are expected as we challenge an entrenched status quo that has allowed Missy, Kimba, Lucky, Lulu, and Jambo to be relegated to a lifetime of mental and physical suffering, it said in a statement. Don't you think that calling them by their slave names is also an injustice, NRP? Like, shouldn't you ask them what their actual ask them what their elephant names are, like, you know?
Yeah.
Hey,
or snuffle,
come over here.
Slurpy, slurpy. Yes.
Yeah.
Very what is the word I'm looking for here? It's very privileged and not very sensitive to the mental I mean, no wonder those
do they go and watch Dumbo?
Challenged.
Do they go and watch Dumbo to pump themselves up for a court hearing or what? Like,
they can't watch Dumbo anymore because it was like made racist because it had crows in it, which gave Dumbo a fucking on a Wednesday, a freaking feather to like give Dumbo courage, but it was deemed no, you can't watch Dumbo anymore. I have it in my library, but you're not allowed to watch Dumbo anymore. You're not allowed to watch Song of the South. I have that in my library, and I have Fritz the Cat in my
What was
library.
the one where they actually released the elephant back in the wild? Dumbo Drop, or what was it? Operation?
Yes, Operation Dumbo Drop. Yes, and that did not end well at all. So stop it, you NRP, non-human protection. You crazy grifters. You're gonna cause more harm than good. And you probably have a bunch of, I don't even want to go there. I don't want to know what kind of kinks y'all have, because Lord knows you probably have a bunch of furries. I don't have time for this. This story is interesting, and now I am demented on a Wednesday. 45-1, what do we have coming up next?
Well, it's actually a case for why we can't let animals out and live their own lives, Kevin, especially after they've been domesticated.
May I say something?
And here's why.
Getting into the story,
yes.
May I take my dogs out and listen while I'm taking them out, because they.
Oh, you're not going to want to miss this. You're not
okay,
I'll
stick around,
this.
but
it's going to be
make
quick.
A mess on the floor.
It's a minute.
You know how I feel about feces on the floor.
This is what happens. Here is a group of roosters who have turned the tides and actually are actively betting on dog fights.
Okay. What the hell is this? Oh my gosh. This is so Mexican. Oh my gosh. I love this. Oh, this is kind of cute. Are they okay? Yeah, they're just playing. Okay. You're right. I didn't want to miss this. This is the most Mexican thing I have ever seen.
It is very Mexican.
It is. Are they going to be okay, though? Are they going to be okay?
The roosters are absolutely captivated.
I know. I see that. Okay,
yes, kill the weak
stop. One. That means stop. That means stop. Okay, that means that. Okay, owner, intervene. That means stop. Okay. All right. The lessons are being learned right now. Okay. I almost got disturbed right there, but okay. Nature finds a way, and this is good. All right.
This is why we can't let these animals out.
It's absolutely right. Because could you imagine some bougie elephant with big old tusks getting released out into the wild, having all the body to defend itself, but then
they didn't even want to release him in the wild. They didn't even want to release him in the wild. They just said put him in a bigger cage over there. That's what they wanted.
That doesn't do anything. That just increases anxiety. Oh, your cage is bigger. You're still locked up. This is like a tease. It's like putting a person down, then giving them a compliment only to like poke them in the eye. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh. Okay. May I take the pups out now?
Yes. Yeah. You may listen to this. So, you guys remember we were talking about the post-inauguration happenings, things that happened behind the scenes of the inauguration that we weren't aware of initially. One of those things being this whole Theo Von chair collapse, which has actually spurred an entire thing, guys. An entire thing has come out of this, where now Theo Von and Logan Paul and Jake Paul are exchanging videos about this conspiracy that the Paul brothers used Trump's inauguration as an opportunity to prank Theo Von. And Theo Von is not happy. He's not happy about this. So here's Logan Paul, and this could all be, look, I'm just going to say this right off the bat. To me, this is kind of like the Mike Tyson fight, guys, where it's obviously this staged bullshit and like false going back and forth in order to generate publicity, right? That's what this feels like to me. I can't prove that, but we all saw how the Paul Tyson fight went down. We were like, Mike Tyson could have easily knocked that motherfucker out if he wanted to. Excuse my language. He could have easily knocked Jake Paul out, but he didn't. And so anyway, this is what's happening here. Here's a video from Logan Paul about the entire controversy.
Theo Vaughn knowingly sat in a broken, busted-ass chair before the inauguration even started, and we even pointed it out to him. Danica Patrick saw it. Kyle Forgid from Nelk saw it. My mom saw it. Everyone saw it. Jake and I filmed the whole inauguration. I just trimmed that little clip and posted it because I thought it was funny. And by the way, it was funny, bro. You know that's not me. I'm a WWE superstar. That's how you know it wasn't me. You went through a chair and not a table. Trust me, if I wanted to hurt you with a steel chair, I would do it. And I certainly wouldn't do it for free.
So Theo Vaughn said, I don't work for free either, long dog. At least pay me to take the fall. Ain't that how y'all operate? Oh, yikes. Tom from American Float said, look how Theo tossed him. Yee yee. Yeah, I gotta retweet that one. That's great. That's too good, man. Anyway, so yeah, that entire thing is going down. My mom saw it. Yeah, okay. Whatever, retard. Okay. So here we go. They're at it again, friends. Just to kind of give you an idea of the unhingedness, unhingedness, the lack of hinges that the left has, and we're into full day number 2 of Trump's presidency. The left never learns. Constitutional attorney is first to call for Trump's impeachment again. John Boniface is the kind of guy who could have answered a casting call for lunatic leftist who will attempt to resurrect the left's failed strategies against Trump on his first day back in office. He says he is the co-founder and president of Free Speech for People, as well as a constitutional attorney, all of which sounds impressive enough if you're the type who gets impressed by that sort of thing, but which in reality simply confirms that what we have here is someone who objectively failed to read the room and to realize the fact that Trump has been impeached twice and just to become president again should tell him that his approach won't work. Boniface also demonstrates that the left hasn't thought of anything new to do. Its response to Trump 2.0 will be more of the same. Which it is. Which it totally is. Boys Blanc, thank you so much for the cookie. Appreciate that misinformation coming in and delivering one as well. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for that. At 12:55 p.m., not long after Trump took the oath of office as the 47th president of the United States, Boniface made his momentous announcement. Breaking! We've just launched a new campaign calling for an impeachment inquiry against Donald Trump for offenses he's already committed.
Again?
Yeah. We'll wait on that one, Kevin. Calling for an impeachment inquiry against Donald Trump for offenses he's already committed upon taking the oath. You can access the grounds for this call at impeachtrumpagain.org. They made a whole
That's what I brought
website
up yesterday.
Yeah.
Remember, we thought it might have been a grift, but no, it's real.
Yeah, let's go and take a look.
Yeah.
Impeach Trump.
There it is.
Oh my gosh.
And they go in. I read this whole website yesterday. They're like going in for all sorts of angles.
Why it matters.
We're back to emollients. Get out Maxine Waters. Get her peach mints and all that. Get her nasty ass toes back on the camera. I want to look at her shoes.
Oh my God, no. Keep those feet away. Keep them away. They cause global warming.
Oh,
anyway.
They do.
This will, of course, get absolutely nowhere.
Something?
Yes, go ahead.
And they smell like Funyuns. Oh,
yeah,
Maxine,
they do.
I love you so much.
Yeah. And it's like when she walks around on them bony ass feet, it sounds like a steamroller rolling through a Funyun factory. That's pretty much what, that's the whole experience. You get the auditory and smell experience. It's Maxine Waters in 4D here on the No Prisoners podcast. You're welcome. This will, of course, get absolutely nowhere, but it's nonetheless a glimpse into the hamster wheel of the left, endlessly repeating the same tired stuff against Trump, even though it never gets them anywhere. The Impeach Trump Again website declares, Donald Trump has been sworn in as president of the United States for a second time. Not only is he disqualified from the presidency, no citation of any type of receipts on that, but he's already violated the United States Constitution. And just like 8 years ago, more violations will certainly follow. During his campaign and in the months between his election and inauguration, Trump has threatened to engage in unlawful, unconstitutional conduct. He's once more positioned himself to abuse the office for personal profit and power in violation of clear constitutional commands and at the expense of our democratic institutions, constitutional precedent, and the safety of our country's most vulnerable. The business about being disqualified from the presidency is the old twaddle about Trump being an insurrectionist and thus disqualified from the presidency on the basis of the 14th Amendment. Leftists tried this.
Vulnerable? Wait a minute. Am I one of those vulnerable? So. You mean there's still a chance?
There's still a chance.
Oh my gosh.
You can be a victim yet again, Kevin.
I can be a victim. Okay, sorry for the interruption.
I honestly think you have better luck about being a victim with Trump being like, hey, you know what? If you got that gender-affirming care and you feel like you were swindled into it, yeah, there's no statute of limitations on that anymore. Go ahead and fuck these people up. That's what I think's going to happen.
Guys, absolutely. Try to make that a thing. Try to get people who are harmed by gender-affirming care. Try to get that elevated to a federal level. Because I've been trying to seek... recourse in Minnesota, and here in Minnesota, we aren't allowed to go against our doctors and hold those professionals to account for what they do to us. So
yeah,
let's get that to a federal level.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, no, I've been on that bandwagon since you and I first met, dude, and we first started discussing it. And then I got to see how the VA was trying to treat you and blame you and call you a transphobe because you changed your mind. Yeah, that's you people go fuck yourself. And not having any recourse or any type of treatment for somebody who decides that that's not because just as easily as you can decide to try to become a woman, and you can just as easily decide to not be a woman again. And if you don't have any type of treatment plan or any type of tree where that descends into that possibility, then it's medical malpractice right off the bat, in my opinion. I mean, that is just 100% the truth.
And let me update you to this very moment in the present. The VA of Minneapolis still does not have a plan for people who have detransitioned, even though there's nothing to detransition back to. There's still no path of health which has been established.
Yep. And they're doing this to kids, guys. They're doing it to kids.
And they're doing it to
kids.
There's
a lot of time for a kid to decide, you know what, that was a mistake. And they're like, sorry, you're on your own.
Yeah.
D Hexed asked, after said that he's doing laps. Good. Said, anyone getting XRP spam from XRP Brent Alexander Q? I am totally anti-digital cash. No, I've not received anything. Are you getting that here on Pilled, or where are you getting that at? Because no, I've not gotten anything like that. I'm not too big into crypto or anything. I've made a few bucks off of Doge when that was a thing, and I've got like $50 in Bitcoin. That's it. Anyway, leftists tried this as the 2024 campaign was heating up and failed in several attempts to keep Trump off the ballot on that basis. But apparently, John Boniface, constitutional attorney, thinks that he's found the magic formula that will make it work this time. We got him this time, guys. Can't wait to say that a million times over the next 4 years. The Impeach Trump Again website also helpfully informs us that Trump is not a monarch. He is beholden to the Constitution, as is Congress. And as the founders understood, if we are to preserve our democracy, republic, but nice job, retard, for the people, then Congress has a duty to investigate and, if necessary, remove a corrupt executive. Yeah, our democracy again. Amy Klobuchar kept invoking that in her pre-inauguration bloviation Monday morning in an obvious attempt to dunk on Trump for the insurrection nonsense yet again. Trump made a neat reference to our republic during his inaugural address, thereby subtly reminding the nation and the world that the left's hyperbolic ranting about how he was a danger to our democracy was wrongfully focused in the first place, no doubt on purpose. If we have a democracy rather than a republic, you see, the Electoral College can be more easily abolished, and the president elected by a simple popular vote, which the Democrats thought was a winning formula for them until Trump won the popular vote this time around. It then goes on to say, free speech for people is calling on Congress to launch an immediate impeachment investigation to determine whether there are sufficient grounds to impeach Donald Trump for offenses that have already occurred and that will continue in the days to come. Wow, that's pretty predictive of you. You got a nice little crystal ball that's showing Donald Trump committing impeachable offenses. Congress must also be prepared to expand its investigation if Trump undertakes any other impeachable actions that he's threatened to carry out. So anyway, that's a thing. It exists. And yeah, they are big mad, guys. They are big mad. All right. Interesting, D-Hext. You know what I would do? I would screenshot that, send it to Pilled Support, and ask them to take a look at that profile. Because if somebody's sending you spam messages about some shit like that, we need to nip that in the bud right away. So send that to Pilled Support, dude. Send a screenshot to them, and they'll handle it. Trust me. That shit ain't gonna be allowed here. Fetterman votes with Republicans to advance Pete Hegseth. But as we reported on Monday, there was some rumors going around that he would switch to a Republican. He says that is not the case. Senator John Fetterman said that he has informed leaders of the Democratic Party that his party affiliation is not going to change. Fetterman voted on January 21st with Republicans to advance the nomination of Hegseth, President Donald Trump's choice for defense secretary, but said that he will not switch to the Republican Party. Fetterman was the only member of the Democratic Party to join Republicans in passing a motion to proceed with Hegseth's nomination. Every other Democrat who voted, as well as the two independents in the Senate, voted against advancing the nomination. Fetterman's vote was not required to move the nomination forward because Republicans hold 53 seats, and a simple majority was needed. However, the vote marks the latest instance in which Fetterman has taken a position that differs from many members of his party. Fetterman met with Trump at Mar-a-Lago recently, appearing to be not the only lawmaker from the Democratic Party to do so. He's also said that he would vote for Trump's nominee to be the U.S. ambassador to the UN, joined Trump's social media website, True Social, and attended the inauguration. In shorts, Fetterman said in a new interview that he will not be switching parties or even leaving the Democratic Party. If they think, oh, it's going to be like Manchin or a cinema play, that's just not true, and that's not going to happen, Fetterman told his Semaphore. It's not going to happen. Fetterman said that he has informed leaders of the Democratic Party that his party affiliation and his membership in the Senate Democratic Caucus is not going to change. Former Senator Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, during the most recently completed session of Congress, left the Democratic Party and became independents. Neither senator caucused with Republicans, although they each cast some votes with the GOP. Fetterman said on Truth Social before Trump was sworn in that it was appropriate and the responsibility of a U.S. senator to have a conversation with the president-elect Trump's nominees. He added later, my votes will come from an open mind and an informed opinion after having a conversation with them. That's not controversial. It's my job. Wow. Imagine that. The guy with a stroke. The guy with the stroke actually understands his job position, his duties as a public servant. That's insane. That's wild. Thursday's full Senate vote followed a party line vote by the Senate Armed Service Committee on Monday to advance Hegseth's nomination to all senators. The final vote on Hegseth is expected in the coming days. Other Democratic senators have expressed opposition to the nomination. So something else that's happened too. I want to see if I can just find this on X for you guys real quick this morning. New Hegseth nomination or allegations. New Hegseth allegations. All right, so here we go, guys. This is a new affidavit that came out. You guys have probably already seen this, but this is what they're trying with this guy now. And I'll be right back, Kevin.
Affidavit containing new allegations against Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth. NBC's Julie Sirkin helped break this story. She joins us now. What more can you tell us?
Well, Chris, this is significant because for the first time, we are hearing on the record of somebody who spoke directly with Samantha Hegseth during the time in which she was married to Pete Hegseth, who shared concerns fearing for her safety. I'm talking about Danielle Hegseth. She's the former sister-in-law to both Samantha and Pete Hegseth. She says in this copy of this affidavit, a redacted version, quote, "I have chosen to come forward publicly at significant personal sacrifice because I am deeply concerned by what Hegseth's confirmation would mean for our military and our country." She adds that part of her reason, and this is so significant, Chris, for coming forward is because I have been assured that making this public statement will ensure that certain senators who are still on the fence will vote against Hegseth's confirmation. But for that insurance, I would not subject myself or others referred to in this statement to the public scrutiny this statement is likely to cause. This has been the culmination of days of work from committee staffers on the Armed Services Committee who have been first in touch with somebody with secondhand knowledge of these allegations. Then they were directly in touch with Danielle Hegseth. This was a work in progress to get her to come forward. Reid, who is the top Democrat on the panel that was considering Hegseth's nomination, he actually sent Danielle Hegseth a letter over the weekend that we have obtained asking her to detail any examples of abuse or threatening conduct from Pete Hegseth toward any of his ex-wives. And now we have this result, which is this affidavit, which is currently being viewed by some senators. This has just started to happen after we've obtained the redacted version of this affidavit. And I'll tell you, Chris, that yesterday Hegseth was reported out of the committee on a party line vote, 14 to 13. That vote was swift. It sets up a full Senate vote potentially as early as Thursday. That is significant because once the full Senate votes and approves his nomination, he only needs a simple majority, which means 51 need to vote for him. And of course, there's a 53 threshold of Republicans in the Senate. That means he would be confirmed as Secretary of Defense unless something happens to tank his nomination. In this affidavit, Danielle Hegseth makes a reference of having confirmation that.
Can the mainstream media make it any more obvious that that's the goal here? Anybody want to just rewind to the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation process and be like, "Oh yeah, we got this new one. Oh, you're never going to believe this, guys." You're right. We don't believe it. We don't believe it at all. And you see, they do these fancy little things. This same chick was on Morning Joe this morning, kind of unraveling how this is all connected. And how did she say it, Kevin? She said, no charges were pressed. Oh, no. It's not that somebody didn't press charges. They pressed charges. And guess what? There was no evidence. There was not enough evidence for a charge to officially be brought. They determined that the crime didn't happen. It wasn't worth their time.
That included
you
the
think
witnesses
somebody
who...
Yeah, go ahead.
That included the witnesses who initially brought the charges. They dropped them. It's I think it was one, not even a they, it wasn't a plural. It was one individual. The rest didn't even have evidence. This one, there was one that possibly could have gone through, and she dropped it. She was like, you know what? So she didn't have the passion to pursue it.
And you know what's even more amazing is you notice how they don't talk about the NDA anymore, Kevin? You notice how the mainstream media doesn't talk about anybody being under an NDA? It's because Pete Hegseth released these people from NDAs.
You know what?
And
if I was going
they
to
never
release people
came
from
out.
NDAs, it means I don't have anything to hide. If I'm releasing people from NDAs,
yep.
That's what I would be like. I don't have anything to hide. Go ahead. I release them. Go ahead. Do it.
Yep.
It's not you know what? If I were Pete Hegseth and I've really had things to hide, I would go to Donald Trump and President Trump. I'd be like, can I get a pardon? They seem to be very hot right now.
Pardons, they're so hot right now.
Right?
But you know what they did too? The Morning Joe this morning, the exact thing that they did was they pivoted and they said, well, even if none of this stuff is true, we don't actually have any evidence, and it's all just kind of hearsay and second or tertiary sources coming forward and saying that this happened, and it's just this convenient timing that that something could tank his nomination process. Did we mention that he's like deeply unqualified? Did we mention that? But then you guys remember. What are the qualifications to be Secretary of Defense? Oh, you have to be a U.S. citizen. Oh, that's what it is. You have to be. Oh, and what's that? Oh, he's got some military experience. Do any of you dipshits sitting on these panels on MSNBC have any military experience? No. So maybe you should sit down and sit this one out. Maybe you should just shut up and sit it out. Because you don't have a single freaking clue. And the beautiful thing about military leadership, and especially, see, this is what drives me crazy, is that they've sat here and they've tried to shit on Donald Trump, and they've tried to shit on Pete Hegseth, and they've tried to shit on those of us that are out here saying this woke bullshit that they've injected into the military is destroying it. And that the fact that they've got these race and sex gender quotas in the ranks of the military, while it's not out there as like military doctrine, it's not an SOP, it's not a regulation that there has to be this. Units are actively changing standards, lowering standards. Military schools are lowering standards, like the Ranger School. We all saw that play out. They're all lowering standards to try to get this inclusion, this equitable outcome in our military ranks. And so they said, how dare you question the abilities of these people that have earned their way to the top? But then they want to say Pete Hegseth, who served honorably, right? He's going to completely trash the Pentagon because he's unqualified. Oh, and what's that? You're saying that his subordinates, the generals, the colonels, the lieutenant colonels, the majors, the captains, the lieutenants, the command sergeants major, the sergeant first classes, the master sergeant, all the first sergeants, all those people in all the different branches that are in leadership positions that understand their formations, understand the commander's intents. You're telling me that all of a sudden that because Pete Hegseth is going to be in charge, they're not going to be able to accomplish their mission. They're not going to be able to come to him. I got you, Kevin. They're not going to be able to come to him and present to him the best options moving forward and advise him as Secretary of Defense on how to run the military. So now all of a sudden you're saying that these people aren't capable of it because Pete Hegseth's going to be in the room. Make up your minds. Anyway, we're going to get more into this, guys, and some more of the unhingedness of the left after a brief commercial break here. Let me do this real quick. I actually have to grab something here, Kevin, before we go to commercial. So
you also have to acknowledge something before we leave for commercial.
Yes, I will. Hold on just a second.
Not just that. Okay. Can I say it while you're bringing up whatever you're
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Rougarou, why are you not on Pilled? Why are you sitting in Rumble right now, Rougarou? Come on over to Pilled.
Rougarou! I miss Rougarou. Hold on, guys. Video, save. Okay, now, what was this called? Okay, January 25th. Okay, guys. So, as you guys know, let me talk about this as we get ready to show this commercial here. Coffee Talk with Sandra, who usually joins us on a Wednesday. She was up late last night, and so I guess cannot join us today, which is totally fine. Is running an awesome program called Foxhole Squares. And Foxhole Squares is kind of like Hollywood Squares without the Satanists, guys. It is going to have all of your favorite Foxhole streamers on the on individual squares, and you guys as listeners can join in as contestants and answer some trivia questions. You can either trust the answers from the squares, or you can deny them and still get it's tic-tac-toe, right? So X gets the square, circle gets the square. You guys know how it goes. You remember Hollywood Squares. Well, anyway, we're running our own Foxhole version of it. I am a regular square, which shouldn't surprise anybody. It's hip to be a square. But I'm a regular square on that program, and it would be a huge honor for me if you guys would join us on Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time as we play Foxhole Squares. Here is a promo for that program as we get ready to shut off these other platforms. If you guys are over there on YouTube, if you're on X, if you're on DLive, if you're on Kick, if you're on Rumble, it's time to make your way to pill.net, guys, because we absolutely love this platform, and it's where we've planted our flag. It is constantly getting improved. The mods, the admin over there are actively listening not only to the streamers, but they're listening to the content consumers out there, you guys. And so we've decided to go Pilled exclusive after the first hour here on the No Prisoners podcast, and I'm so glad that we did because I absolutely love this community over here. You guys are so amazing. You have there have been months where I've been seriously on the struggle bus, and you guys and your generosity has put food on the table for my daughter. So I cannot thank you enough for that. So thank you for your continued support. Thank you for joining us over here. And we would love to see you as you get introduced to some other awesome content creators on Saturday with Foxhole Squares. Here is the promo for this weekend's show.
Coffee Talk with Sandra presents Foxhole Squares, sponsored by Pill.net. This week, the one and only Enoch, Mary, Free for All to Learn, Holy Moly, Average Joe Patriot, Burt Cocaine, Spazzo Yeti, 451 Actual, Kitty, starring Graham Belushi, your host, So Dude. Be there or be square.
That's right. Be there or be square. Huge shout out to Coffee Talk with Sandra, who is in the chat right now. Good to see you.